French Shalom and greetings to you all. Well, how many of the 30 roads to happiness have you started to do in your lives? Some are so easy. Those are the ones to start with. And I think the easiest ones are be kind, eat well, be honest, keep an open mind. That's only 4 simple things. You don't have to be perfect. The efforts you make register the changes that take place. Will you eat well all the time? Probably not. But that's not failure. Each day it might be a little better. Each time you notice that you could have done something a little differently is an improvement. You know if you're kind. You know if you're honest. If you keep an open mind. These are things that we know at the time. They're easy to spot and correct when necessary. That's the same with all of them. Just pick 1 or 2 at a time. Pretty soon you'll be doing them all. Now, as we read more about the biblical choices, we may notice more and more how much we live in this bipolar world of black and white, good and bad, love and hate that we talked about before. Choice tends to be between 2 things. Often they're opposite things. Now, a recent film festival choice left many shocked and dismayed. They had a choice. The Toronto International Film Festival, once known as the Festival of Festivals, invited a Canadian documentary film about a heroic rescue during the October 7th Hamas atrocities to be seen. And then they immediately rescinded the invitation on the pretext the producers did not obtain legal clearance for Hamas footage filmed by the terrorists during the massacre. It was a complete slap in the face to the Jewish community, not just of Toronto, but of Canada and the world. Now, it only took a day or 2 of disgust and outrage before a deal was reached to allow the film to be shown. But it will take considerably longer to repair the damaged relationship with the Jewish community, which is being rapidly and systematically canceled and diminished in favor of hatred worldwide. Now, Canada still has not changed its position on the recognition of a non-existing Jewish-hating and Israel-hating Palestinian state. In every era, Jews have been exiled from their temporary homes, as every home they have had, save Israel, has been temporary. The 21st century now has its exile as Jews in many Western worlds are leaving Europe and North America in the search for acceptance and respect. Haters do not stop hating. They simply move on to new hates. Now, Israel's fighting for its life from an armed group that wants it eliminated, and yet it solely is being blamed for the suffering in Gaza. Suffering's never acceptable. The world should have none. But war and hate take priority over decency and care. We're almost 23 months and counting. The hostages are still held, still being dangled. Thank you, world, but your efforts to finally cancel the Jews will still fail. It's really time for the world to come together as a community. Just like we come together as a community, a chavura, fellowship, because we accept all beliefs, all loves, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in the community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. Why can't the whole world be accepting? We share and we bring light. We keep fear at bay. So once again, please do go ahead, invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, spiritually, emotionally, any way at all, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov. Shevetachim gam yah. Hine Matov. Shevetachim gam. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Because we support each other in this community, so let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the whole world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. We all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you correct, It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. It's goodwill, energy, light that we send to help heal those whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal is for everybody because it just floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think whoever that needs healing and renewal, love, or just plain goodwill, focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. And a part of that healing of the world, so we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. So let's send out energy for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers, always for those who truly are in need of assistance. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them because we want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us. Let's continue to send healing energy for the hostages still held, still rotting in prison, still languishing in their pits of despair, forgotten by the world, by new wars, new events, new celebrations. Another week, we get closer to the 2nd-year anniversary, and nothing. God continues to bless the hostages, their families, those who love and support them. Time is never going to erase them. Let's continue to pray for them and for the downtrodden everywhere. And for all of those who are closer to us, for Ainura and Winston, for the fairy godmother, for Alan and Charles, for Luke, for Miriam and Bill and Jerry, for Gabe and Amin, for Carson, for Trevor and Jess, for Callie, for Terry, for the elf, for Dave and Sabrina, for Maria and PJ, for Pinky, who I hope had a great birthday the other day, for dear Alana, for Johnny and Fern, and Kathleen and Carla and Mina, for Maria, John, for Gloria, for Doria, for Ronnie and Connie, for Tally, for Mayim, for Nina and Danny, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everybody you know in need, and for the whole world, and for Rosemary. We pray for all those who need prayer. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me. Avantenu. Bakor ha-bracha. Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones for us. Help us find the courage and make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Mishaberak, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing. We should call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Mishaberak, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now we're entering the last month of the year. Tempest Fuga, time flies. Here we are. Summer's waning. We're almost finished August. We have a great new moon coming up now on the 23rd, the new moon of Virgo. Rare black new moon for the month of healing. And the month we will be entering is the last of the Hebrew year, Elul, a month in which there are no holidays, so that we can begin to focus on ourselves, our healing, our preparation, rebirth, and renewal for the 10 days of awe, Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, the days we judge ourselves and stand before the greatest judge of all. This week we get a large dose of choice as we read Re'eh, see. What we see is not always there. Seeing is not just believing. Believing is seeing. We've seen that before in the Torah when words with simple transposed letters give such different meanings and create a whole new illusion. This week, we are reading about seeing. Now, in our daily existence, we spend more time seeing and being seen. Today, we're watched pretty well incessantly. every single day. Every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. How my poor heart aches with every step you take, every move you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. And friends, God is always watching you. Sometimes it's our ego that determines what we see. Every ego contains within it an idea of the self and an idea of the other. For a separate me to exist, there must be a you. Now, you can be let out of the bondage of lower self and into the freedom of living in your higher essence. Think about what you need to be free from in yourself, to experience your own goodness or tenderness, the vulnerable side we so often hide. When healthy, we can discover life's not always grim and serious. Happiness is a legitimate response to existence. Can you find moments of pure happiness in your life? How do you ensure they're part of your regular life, not just something that you dream of? These are things you're entitled to. When healthy, we identify with others rather than against them, because we realize that others are not unlike ourselves and are therefore worthy of the same rights and privileges. Think about how you can nurture others as a precious human being. We are all precious. We all need to free ourselves from negative mental chatter, which occupies most of our time. Now, you may have begun to see things you wondered about. You may have questioned the heavy-handedness of the destruction of Egypt via the plagues, not as punishment, but as an announcement. You may question Moses' insistence on the complete extermination of the Midianites. You probably noticed it was for no known reason. Well, this week, you see the call for the complete destruction of pagan shrines. Their practice is forbidden, while enshrining the power of the priesthood with the prescribed place of worship, cementing power in the hands of a very small group. How did the God of all, everywhere, become a God of one, in one place? That's man's doing. The Bible moved away from the true brotherhood after Genesis and focused on the splintering nature of man. We are connected. Or we are not. We are the same. Or we are not. We've learned to emphasize the differences, not the similarities. I said last week that the hint about blessings and curses was going to be throughout this book. And this week we begin with this bipolar world of opposites being presented. Deuteronomy 11:26. See, I set before you today blessings and curse. The blessing, when you heed the command of the Lord your God, with which I charge you today. The curse, if you heed not the command of the Lord your God and swerve from the way that I charge you today, to go after other gods, which you did not know. And it shall be when the Lord your God brings you to the land into which you are coming to take hold of it, I shall set the blessing on Mount Gerizim and the curse on Mount Ebal. See, it's either or. It's blessing or curse. Are we not capable of holding more than two opposites in mind? Why do we make things either or and continue to make so many things either or? And these will be in front of us to see at all times, because the ancient world is full of carved stelae. But this is the ultimate pair. Gerizim on the favored right hand, Ebal on the suspect left. Gerizim is covered with vegetation, whereas Ebal is desolate. The stark opposition of these two mountains. For the book repeatedly stresses the forking alternatives of prosperity and disaster, depending on Israel's faithfulness to God's laws. You can't say you'll follow the rules and not, because you are watched. You can't lie. I know you've deceived me. Now here's a surprise. Know that you have, because there's magic in my eyes. I can see 4 miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. We get some reminders of laws about food, broken down into clean and unclean. There's the choice, no in between. Highlights again of the 3 gathering festivals, laws about the sabbatical year, practices forbidden. All to feed the blessing and curse narrative. Don't forget, this is the retelling of the law, but here it feeds the blessing or curse. And we're given a reminder of a very special principle, which again has fallen on strange interpretations. Deuteronomy 13:1. Everything which I charge you that you shall keep to do, you shall not add to it, and you shall not subtract from it. Now, while there probably has not been a lot of subtraction, it's been an awful lot of adding. We continue to change, to modify, to reinterpret. And we do so from another Talmudic principle, which told us we're to constantly re-examine the law and apply it as times change. Now, that doesn't mean add to the prayers or length of service, as has happened, but simply to use modern situations to see if ancient practices need to change to suit the changing of society. How we see the world changes. But what we see comes from inside of us, how we feel, how we interpret. 2 people can look at a beautiful sunrise. One can love it, one can hate it. The same sight, but how we are inside. And so how we see is different. Well, I thought that the rain would cool things down. Looks like it don't. I'd like to get you to change your mind. Looks like you won't. From now on, I'll be busy. Ain't going nowhere fast. I'm just glad it's over. Seeing the real you at last. Now, what and how we see connects to the self-examination that we constantly are engaged in, always striving to improve, to correct, to be better. With open eyes, we can see and we can make those changes, and we are coming up on the 10 days where we're to examine ourselves. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life, the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, and all that live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace, for freedom, for everybody. Pray for an end to terror and hatred. Remember, my friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate with each other. We love each other because we share this ride together. Men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do. Learn to forgive and learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you love them. Examine your interpretation. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion all that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Look at how you look at things. Everything's linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven because you have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness, but do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, my friends. Follow love, because love is always in front of you. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness, in your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. We're all connected. Let's embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief. Never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them and tell them what they mean. You are never alone on your journey. Listen to the voice of God as He talks to you. Remember your connection to God and all that He's created, in body and soul and spirit and mind. It's a part of you. It's a part of me. It's a part of all of us forever. So keep listening to God's voice. He's talking to you. Enjoy this journey. We are on the road in the wilderness still. And all the things we see of people, forging of nation, code of laws, ritual, ethical, character, understanding of the interconnectedness of life, the reality that we actually are forever blessed, and we're all on the same journey. No one would choose curses. Everybody would choose blessings. There are blessings for all, but sometimes you have to open your eyes and see them. We get such joy from the blessings in life: birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, weddings, rites of passage, friendship, career, health, wealth, love, self-expression, freedom. These are just some of the joys of life. Joyful, joyful. We adore Thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers for Thee, open to the sun above. Melt the clouds of sin and sadness. Give the dark of doubt away. Giver of immortal gladness, fill us with the light of day. Sing an ode to joy, my friends, and I will see you all next week. Shabbat Shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.